Welcome back to another episode of The Daily Dope. I'm your host, Jean Paul, bringing you that daily dose of knowledge and experience share. And today, I got to talk about something. It's called experience. Experience. And this is something you can only get through taking action. It depends what action you take. So you can see I'm holding my mic differently. For anyone watching the video right now, you can see I'm actually holding my mic. It's not hooked up to anything. I figure it's a little more tactile. It feels fresh. And today's word is experience and why it's so important. When you experience something for yourself, that helps the lesson sink in. That helps it really solidify. It puts a feeling in you, in your mind, in your body, which you can remember more. Reading, listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks, it's entertaining. It's information that you're consuming, but some of it goes in one ear and out the other. But when you experience something, it puts an emotional connection. It creates a wrinkle in your brain that stores in your memory bank. Because you remember the smell, you remember how you felt emotionally, good or bad. And it's one of those special things that they say, well, you never know till you've been there. You never know till you do it or till it happens to you. It's very true. I got a story about something that recently happened to me. Let's get into it. In Hawaii, we have an opportunity through our company, JPEG. We have two sides of our business, really. One is our design, printing, and installation business. And the other side is our JPEG Media, our out-of-home advertising business. I head up out-of-home advertising on the day-to-day. Brandon and Joe, my brothers, head up our JPEG print division because it's a lot larger. What I've found is that you can look at people and you can see how people react. Like when you're interacting with them, let's just talk about our business and what we're trying to do. When operating our business, we really try and look for industry experts to help us guide the way. We like to follow a path that people have, laid. But then we come into decisions or forks in the road, or we're trying to expand our company to different areas or to do things a little differently, forward thinking. So we can understand what people have done now to get where they've been as much as we can, hear from them, learn through their experience. But sometimes we don't listen to it because we need to try it on our own. We need to learn on our own. And we've learned a lot of things through trial and error, a lot of error. And those lessons, those expensive lessons seem to teach us more. And really, I think we learn a lot more from our mistakes than we do from achievements. And, let me know in the comments if this is true for you, that the wins, when you win, it feels good and you get something and you understand what you've done if you trace back your steps. But sometimes the losses, they just hit harder, especially financial loss or reputation loss or anything else where you lose something that you really want to hold on to or to gain. Some of this came through with projects that didn't get delivered on time because of shipping delays and issues with the supply chain. It's 2021 right now. It's January 31st. Or excuse me, it's 2022, January 31st. So as we know, there's a ton of supply chain issues right now. Boats, freight, huge tanker ships are not delivering on time. There's a shortage of workers, which means there's a shortage of supplies going out. Orders were not placed on time by big companies, so everyone's behind schedule. And then we fall into that. Being in Hawaii and being in the business that we're in, where we do a lot of brokering of deals for materials or product, you find that you're very dependent on others, on other companies for your success, or at least one component in your process. So what we learned from our experience and why we bought our own machinery or offer products and services that maybe other people are not willing to offer is because we have quality control and we can handle it in-house. It makes our operating expenses lower if we have enough volume to do those services or offer those products that we produce in-house. But when times are not busy, it's actually a higher cost because, you bought the equipment, you have employees on staff, on hourly or salary or however you structure the compensation, but you've got more mouths to feed, I should say. And when we first started out, we were really just brokering a lot of deals. And people knew that we could products and we would do things that our competitors didn't want to do because we would broker it. Not everyone's in-house. So it kept us lean and mean. Through our experience now is adding up a staff. Right now we're a staff of 11 people. It's a higher operating cost. We have a large warehouse that costs more money too. It's not as lean and mean when we had a small office, just a few desks and internet connection and phones, and that was the business. So we learned through our experience is growing a team is a good thing. If you can get your sales and marketing on point, and there's a demand for your product or service, and you can push it out there, you can bring your margins up and your expenses down. But in the times where you don't have the demand, that whole equation gets flipped on its head, where you still have those expenses for your people. And you still got to pay it every month. You get payroll tax, insurance, benefits, etc. So the lesson I'm trying to say here is what we learned from our experience is that until you actually go through something yourself, it's all theory. Until it hits your pocketbook or the bottom line and you see the numbers, because numbers don't lie, it doesn't hit you the same. What we see now through the whole, starting in 2020, this whole time we're in right now, we've learned through the experience that you got to be out there. You got to still be present. You can't just wait. It's not a build it and they will come sort of business, especially what we're in, printing, signage, advertising. You don't build it and they will come. We need to go out and find and build relationships and plant seeds. And as we plant seeds, cultivate those relationships and, let our relationships grow with the different business to business customers we have. And over time, those will bear fruit. And through our experience, that's what we learned. It takes time. And I say you, but I didn't really understand until going through it about having a staff and how much it actually costs to have a business. Because I was running lean and mean myself. Brought my brothers in. Lean and mean, it's in the family. We can tighten our belts if we need to. But when you promise people, what you're going to pay them, you don't expect them to tighten their belts too. They're coming to perform a service and be part of the team, and they're, choosing where to spend their time. And we need to respect that. So always be on time. Pay them what you say. And if there's bonuses involved for performance, I love those incentives. So you learn how to work with your team and you learn what they want and what they believe in, what is important to them. So that's the importance of actually going through something and learning as you go. I'm 39 now, so I've been doing this for, 21 years. Since 18? Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of time, a lot of experience. I try and learn from others. I try and learn from the older people. I've always loved to gravitate towards people who are older than me. If they're 50, 60, 70, 80, when I was around 18, I would always listen to the older guys and see what they did. But I didn't really understand or put all of it into practice or really, really understand. Now that I'm going through it and we're seasoned in our business and, we've built these pillars as solid in the community. But everything I say here, I hope it helps you. And you may not even understand it. Maybe years later, you're going to think, oh, I remember when Jean-Paul said that. Yeah, hopefully it works. You got to go through these things to understand it. Lock it in as early as you can. Lock it in. Lock these words in that you learn through experience. And the more you can experience or learn from other people's experience, the faster you're going to get ahead in success in your life. If growing a business is that's what you want to do, or you just, take life experience and apply that to your relationship or life. That's all, folks. If you want to catch more episodes of the Daily Dope, you know where to go. JeanPaul.com. That's right. JEAN-PAUL.com takes you to a YouTube playlist with all of our videos. Check it out anytime. Please comment, subscribe. If you know someone who this would help, share it with them. That's how a lot of our listeners come, is word of mouth. trying to put out more on Instagram Reels. I'd like to get on more of those YouTube Shorts, and yet to really sink our teeth into TikTok. Though we do see a rise in numbers when we put a video out, it gets viewers quicker. So only learning through experience and doing. Now get out there, have some fun, and I wish you the best. Aloha.